For this week's recipe, I'm going to try and make a little homemade pad thai. Normally, I like to show all my ingredients from the start before doing any sort of cutting or chopping or anything like that. But in this case, I had some pre-chopped red and orange bell peppers. So while I have to cut them a little bit more, that's why they're already cut and everything else is still in its original state. So we'll start putting everything together and moving this along. Once again, with the magic of time lapse, I have all my ingredients ready to go, chopped up and ready to start cooking. So on the top, I have all the ingredients for the pad thai, and then on the bottom are the ingredients for the pad thai sauce. So tofu and noodles and peanuts and bean sprouts, eggs and peppers. Then on the bottom, you have peanut butter and fish sauce, soy sauce, sriracha. When I originally put my ingredients together, I didn't put in brown sugar and also tamarind paste, which are the two things down on the bottom right. Never cooked with tamarind paste before, or tamarind paste, so we're going to see how this comes out. The next step is to cook the noodles and then put the sauce together, so I'm going to do that now. The rice noodles that I found are pre-cooked, so pretty much all you have to do is put them in the skillet or wok and heat them up a little bit with a little oil. They come kind of in a block, and so by heating them up, it gives you a chance to break them up a little bit. So we're going to do this for about 2 minutes, and then we'll move on to the next step, which will be put the sauce together. All my sauce ingredients are in the bowl, and I'm going to mix it up until it forms a nice paste. One thing to note with this recipe, as it's written, it has a tremendous amount of sodium. I think as it's written, it has about 1900 milligrams of sodium when the average daily value for sodium is like 2000 milligrams. So one of the things I've done to cut back on that is use low sodium soy sauce, which still has a huge amount of sodium in it, like 26% of your daily value, as well as unsalted peanuts. And I used a little bit less of that, a little bit less of the soy sauce to try and reduce some of the sodium. Here's my pad thai sauce ready to go after a lot of mixing and stirring. So the next step is we're gonna start cooking the ingredients, and then we'll combine the noodles and the pad thai sauce with the cooked ingredients. So we'll move on to that step. So now we're gonna start sauteing up the tofu, the garlic, and the pepper. In this case, I used coconut oil because it was pad thai. If I had peanut oil, that would be a good choice, but honestly, whatever oil you have will work. I think you probably want a lower smoke point, but that's another story for a different day. So let's get everything in the pot and start cooking. So everything's in the wok and cooking up. As you can imagine, with the coconut oil and the garlic, it's really fragrant. Tofu really doesn't have any smell of its own, but it will pick up flavors from what you're cooking with. In that respect, it's a lot like a sponge, a tasty sponge. The next thing is that we're going to add the eggs and scramble those once we saute the other ingredients for just a couple minutes. So I'll be back in a second with that. So the eggs are in. I'm going to let them set for a minute and then start scrambling them. Starting to get a good curd here with my scrambled eggs. And then we'll move on to the next step and add some of the other ingredients. Noodles, sprouts, and peanuts are in, and next comes the sauce. Sauce is in, been stirred in to the noodles and everything else, and now just letting it cook for a little bit. As you can imagine, it smells very fragrant, and can't wait to see how this turns out and tastes. Last, we put in the cilantro and the scallions, and we're going to mix that into everything. And when I serve it, I'll actually serve it with the lime wedges that I had cut up earlier. Squeeze a little bit of lime on it, and good to go. So, can't guarantee that it's as good as your favorite Thai place, but it smells good, and I think it's going to taste good too. There's nothing left to do but enjoy it. I chopped up some extra peanuts to put on top at the end of cooking, and I'm going to have this with ginger beer. That's got a little bit of a kick to it. Seems perfect complement to spicy pad thai. Thanks for watching.